From surviving against a loose tire to walking away from a situation that could have been the end. These are the luckiest F1 drivers in history.
No wonder. Oh, Montoya climbs away.
Then the car stopped. I saw a little space to go out.
Like this moment that changed F1 forever. Hungary GP, qualifying. At first everything seemed normal, but then a spring detached from Rubens Barrichello's brawn.
As Barrichello went into turn 3, debris from his rear suspension flew off.
And so the impossible happened.
The spring hit his helmet just above his left eye, and the car just went straight on and into the tyre wall.
That spring that was bouncing along the track struck Massa's helmet at over 250 kilometers per hour. He went straight into shock and lost consciousness. Immediately, Massa was sent to the hospital, where he spent about 9 days. The margin between life and demise was millimeters, just millimeters. But against all odds, he survived and raced for many more years as well. Surviving a projectile coming to you at 250 kilometers per hour, that's 0.001% luck. Later, you'll see how one driver survived against a loose tire. But first, you gotta check this out. I feel this is the luckiest moment in his entire life. Juan Pablo Montoya raced in F1 for many years, but his luckiest moment came in NASCAR. Daytona 2012, racing at 200 miles per hour, but then complete chaos.
And the car brakes, won't steer, and he slides up the track.
Montoya's car had a mechanical failure, lost control, slammed directly into a jet dryer truck filled with fuel.
And into the back of that surplus helicopter jet engine.
I mean, it just exploded. When it hit it, it just exploded.
Instant explosion, like the Bahrain 2020 incident.
And you're looking at what happens when 200 gallons of jet fuel meet a spark.
The entire area was engulfed in flames. Anyone in that inferno should have been vaporized. But then
Montoya climbs away, and the driver of the safety truck was helped from his vehicle, walked down the banking and away.
Montoya stepped out, completely unharmed. Walking away from a fuel explosion, I mean, that's lottery odds. In fact, Montoya even said, subscribe. Anywho, guys, this next driver deserved to get lucky. Esteban Ocon had endured one of the toughest childhoods in F1. His family sacrificed everything for his racing dream, sold their house just to keep his career alive. The struggle was real.
We didn't have the same amount of money, sold the garage, sold the house.
But after years of proving himself, Ocon finally got a real shot with Alpine. Well, sorta. Hungary 2021 looked like another ordinary race weekend. Ocon had qualified reasonably well. But given Mercedes' Red Bull dominance, victory still seemed impossible in that Alpine. But then came the most chaotic first lap in recent history.
And there's Lando Norris touched, and into each other goes Valtteri Bottas and Sergio Perez, and that's the Alfa Romeo.
Valtteri Bottas had a terrible start, sliding into multiple cars, like bowling pins falling. Championship contenders were eliminated for the win instantly. Max Verstappen, Sergio Perez, Charles, Lando, all gone in seconds. In fact, half the grid was wiped out in one corner. The race order completely scrambled. And so, suddenly, Ocon found himself near the front of the grid.
But not quite good enough to get past Esteban Ocon. Alpine lead.
And to make the situation even better, Hamilton pitted too, as he was the only one who didn't pit earlier. So, because of that and good driving, Ocon was able to take the lead and win his first race.
Ocon wins the Hungarian Grand Prix.
After years of sacrifice and years of working towards this moment, luck had finally given him his golden opportunity.
Yes, guys!
Ocon literally got the perfect timing, but it doesn't even compare to surviving the impossible. Fernando Alonso, Australian GP. His McLaren was slow, unreliable, but of course, he was still pushing for points. Full determination, 300 km/h speeds. But that determination almost ended in disaster. Clearly, this wasn't a normal crash. Alonso's McLaren went airborne, completely airborne. At 300 km/h, the car flipped multiple times, barrel rolled through the air, completely destroyed.
I That's a massive impact. What we'll do next, eventually, is get the race underway again.
When it finally stopped, there was nothing left, just scattered debris. Everyone thought the worst. At 300 kilometers per hour with multiple flips, how could anyone survive this? But then, Alonso stepped out. Completely fine, walking away from total destruction.
Then the car stopped. I saw a little space to go out, and I said I go out quickly. And my mom will watch TV, so I want to be out quite quickly and say that I'm okay.
Man surviving multiple flips at 300 kilometers per hour, that's some impossible odds. At the time, Alonso even gave a very important message. Subscribe right now. But even surviving the impossible doesn't compare to cheating the end twice. Romain Grosjean, Bahrain 2020, the fireball that shocked the world.
And a big fire there as they exited out of turn 3, and that looks very nasty indeed, and unsurprisingly, that is a red flag.
29 seconds in a fireball. Everyone thought he was gone, but he survived. Miraculous escape, second chance at life.
He's gone to the hospital now for the checkups and x-rays and things like this, but he's conscious. He's on his way to the hospital.
After that, he moved to IndyCar, new beginnings.
He's got his oval confidence up now, look out!
But then, literally next year, another incident. In Gateway 2021, another fire.
Oh, whoa, whoa.
Wall contact, which resulted in car on fire again.
He's got a fire suit on, and this man is no stranger to flames. He's going to go into the fire himself.
Different series, same nightmare. But the marshals reacted instantly, literally the perfect response.
Hey, Roman, we've got this. Look at it, we've got it.
Back off, we'll save your car.
2 near fire escapes in less than 2 years. Lightning doesn't strike twice, except for Grosjean. But now, at number 2, we've got to talk about one of Formula One's greatest drivers. Niki Lauda had always been the calculating one, the driver who analyzed every risk before taking it. At the notorious Nürburgring in 1976, where the weather couldn't get any worse, he'd repeatedly warned that the track was far too dangerous for Formula One cars.
The next race was at Nürburgring in Germany, the track that Lauda had hoped his fellow drivers would boycott. To add to the dangers, the circuit was half wet, half dry.
The Green Hell, as it was known, stretched for over 22 kilometers through the German countryside, with blind corners, elevation changes, and absolutely no room for error. But despite Lauda's concerns and those of other drivers, the race organizers refused to listen, and the German Grand Prix proceeded as scheduled. And of course, as it was expected, disaster struck that day. On lap 2, at the high-speed Bergwerk corner, Lauda's Ferrari suddenly snapped sideways on the wet track, sending him careering into the barriers at tremendous speed. The car was in flames, trapped Lauda inside the cockpit. It was so bad that, honestly, I can't even show it to you. The toxic fumes and melting components filled his helmet, while the intense heat began melting everything around him, including parts of his racing suit and helmet. Luckily, other drivers including Arturo Mazzario and Guy Edwards stopped their own cars on the track and rushed into the flames to pull Lauda from the wreckage. But when they finally extracted him, Lauda's situation was already horrific. The doctors gave him very little chance of survival, let alone returning to racing. No one thought he could ever come back. But turns out, Niki Lauda, he had other plans. Just 6 weeks later, defying all medical expectations, with his wounds still healing and bandages covering parts of his face, Lauda returned to F1.
5 weeks later, I was back in the car in Monza.
He not only raced again, but continued fighting for the World Championship. Man, surviving fire and returning to F1 in just 6 weeks? That's not just luck, that's Niki Lauda. But now, out of all things shown earlier, here's the crazy moment where this driver got extremely lucky. Fernando Alonso was having one of his toughest sessions, driving a Renault that was far from the fastest car on the grid. At the Brazilian Grand Prix, he was battling hard in the midfield, trying to extract every tenth of a second from his car on the high-speed Interlagos circuit. The main straight at Interlagos was one of the fastest sections on the calendar, with cars regularly hitting 270 kilometers per hour as they approached the first corner. But during the race, a mechanical failure on another car caused the rear wheel to detach. This became a lethal projectile, flying across the track at incredible speed. At 270 kilometers per hour, Alonso had no time to react, and so disaster.
Red flag, race has stopped. Alonso he's obviously come through there and either lost the car in the same place or suddenly realised there was a big incident and hit the brake.
The flying wheel came directly toward him, which launched Alonso's car violently off the racing line and sent him careering into the tyre barriers with tremendous force. When the rescue crews reached his car, they expected to find devastating stuff or worse, given the incredible forces. But miraculously, Alonso was fine. He climbed out of his damaged Renault with nothing more than minor bruises. He was completely alert. I think that the HANS device helped in that and did a very good job in that particular crash. The HANS device, the head and neck safety system, had absorbed the massive forces and saved his life. Alonso has gone through many incidents, but surviving a 270 km/h wheel collision and walking away with just bruises, that's 0.001% luck right there. But you know what's really unbelievable? F1 drivers' most disrespectful moments. Like the time when one driver took things too far, or the ugliest championship fight in the history of F1. So, to know more about this, just click this video right here.